Hi everyone, we are here today with Trevor from Croncat, and we are going to talk about this new application for decentralized scheduling of blockchain transactions that is coming now on near. I'm very excited for this. Thank you, Trevor, for being here.
Hey, it's great to be here as well.
Great. So, as a starter for those that are listening, as maybe it would be nice if you could introduce Croncat.
Yeah, absolutely. Croncat is a simple utility that helps applications schedule things on chain to alleviate the user experience for the application. So, in a nutshell, you could think of it as if you need to do something later, you can use Croncat. It's a great way that you can make things easier for your users, and the same thing for users if you want to, maybe you want to buy and sell an NFT weekly or something. This is a great way that you can do that. So Croncat alleviates the user experience, but it also makes things that maybe in your application you want to do an airdrop or you want to make a scheduled payment to a service. That's how you would use Croncat. It's something that can be scheduled over time. We also have something cool now. This is a pretty recent feature where you can trigger actions based off of logic on chain. So if you can think of um, wait until X thing happens, then trigger something to happen on chain. So our decentralized network of agents takes care of that for you. So now that I'm talking about agents, the way that Croncat works is we have a huge network of agents that are running the Croncat service, and they get a little tiny fee every time they execute a transaction. So that way, anybody can become an agent. They can earn rewards to operate the network, and the network itself can be triggered exactly on the time that it's supposed to. And lastly, there's actually a reason for all of these agents. Croncat is run and owned by a DAO. So the DAO itself is actually not taking any of the transaction fees. The agents are taking the fee there. So the business model uses Croncat itself to basically take the deposited fee, stake it and earn interest, and then return the fee before it gets used, all by using its own scheduling logic. So that's Croncat.
And I was wondering, how did you identify this need for basically scheduling transactions for blockchain? It seems something quite innovative and also quite needed for businesses, but can you tell me something about the process on how you got to decide to do something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah. So I've built quite a few apps on blockchain in Ethereum and other ecosystems. And it always came down to there was that one piece that just wouldn't automatically operate, and it was cron. It was some sort of cron job that needed to run. Either if I put a business model in place, like I want a subscription payment, I couldn't have a user pay weekly or monthly for my service. It was I needed to ask them to keep signing a transaction in their wallet, and that just made things not fair. Um, if you're thinking about some of the other use cases here, maybe I need to do something on chain every day or week to compute some data and then make a decision about something on chain. That just wasn't possible without like putting my private keys for the application on a server to do some transactions. That got kind of scary. So the idea is if I have Croncat, it removes all of that uh, private key signing on the server because it's actually distributed amongst all of the agents. They're the ones that are signing the transaction, And then I'm just saying, here you go. Here's an escrowed amount of money. Use that to sign for all the transactions. It's still owned by me, but yeah.
So I was wondering from the perspective of the user that is just using Chromecast, like what is the experience like when they use Chromecast?
Yeah. There's a couple ways actually. So for just average, if you don't even know what near is, for example, cron may present itself like a tiny little button. Do something daily or do something weekly. You don't have to know that cron is the one behind the scenes. It may just be in an app that you use, like Ref Finance. It could be that, hey, let's dollar cost average some token to another token. Or you may get an airdrop. We're working with teams that are doing airdrops of NFTs and stuff. So it may just happen and you would never notice. And that's kind of the idea. Croncat is a utility. It doesn't need to be front and center application. It's just making user experience much easier.
Yeah, so it basically, you don't see it, you don't have to do anything. That sounds great for a lot of users.
Yeah.
And from the perspective of those Dapps that are looking to integrate something like that and use it for their applications, how is the process of setting it up?
Yeah. So we actually have a non-technical way. You can create Croncat tasks just from our website. And we also have all the way down to deep technical. So if you're really savvy with code, there's SDKs and documentation that would take you through how to set that up. You can have an automated smart contract triggering creating more tasks perpetually. So you could basically build a live organism on chain.
That's great. And anyone can use Chromcat, or is it something that for now just projects on Near can use? How is the interoperability of Chromcat basically?
Yeah. So we're launched in mainnet on Near, and the goal is to make sure that Near is stable enough, like growing, and it's doing its thing. We have really good usage, and then move to other chains. We're going to support proof of stake chains that have a Rust capability. So everything for Croncat is built in Rust. We're looking at supporting some Cosmos ecosystem next.
Nice, nice, very exciting. So, can you tell me about the experiences of the project, the Dapps on the Near ecosystem that are currently using Chromcat? It'd be
Yeah,
nice to,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the first apps that integrated almost a year ago, they were the ones that wrote a streaming app surface. So you could stream payments to your users. They utilized Croncat for automatically withdrawing. And this app is called Rocketo. So you can say stream token to you so you can get paid in this token. And then weekly it would deposit into your account. The other cool things here, let's see. We're working with Paris. They're doing some cool things about updating the market. We're working with Mintbase right now. Nothing's live yet, but the idea is to help with some of the royalty pieces. So if you need large amounts of royalties, Croncat can actually handle getting through that huge list of royalties. And Ref Finance for dollar cost averaging, you'd be able to trade between two tokens over time. There's many others, but those are the quick, fun ones.
Okay, nice. So, and is there any other interesting partnership coming up, or what are the projects that, or the new features that Croncat is working on, or updates that you would like to share with us?
Sure. Yeah, we've got many projects in the work between some of the great ecosystem projects on Near. Internally, we've been building something called recipes, which allow any user, you or me or whoever, doesn't have to be technical at all, a way that you can use Croncat to level up what you're doing on Near. So it's a recipe is something that is a developer built some code that makes it easier to do something else, and all you have to do is configure and hit go. So that dollar cost averaging, you can just say, I want to do that and go, that kind of thing.
Nice, nice. And I saw that someone commented here, Sam, that he would like to know something about the Near Hub Croncat Room. We're very
Yes.
interested.
Yep. We have been in the background here planning a fun launch. We have a very cool metaverse room, and the idea for this room is to create a space that everybody in the community can come to once a week, and just kind of hang out. And then outside of that, we're going to be doing events and stuff in there. So it's very exciting. We've been in there about a week and a half now, just kind of playing around. It's very, yeah, they did a really good job building that.
Yeah. I also really like the brand identity of Croncat. I think the logo is very nice, and also that everything that you post on social is associated with cats. I love that. Can maybe tell something about that? Because I would be curious to know if there is a specific reason why you've chosen this kind of branding.
Yeah. Croncat just came about because it was the shortest URL, but I actually, cat is kind of funny. And I'm a huge fan of old NES games, Nintendo, back in the day. So I was trying to figure out something that would fit, and then just kind of messed around with that logo a little bit. And since then, people have been a fan. And actually the artists have been the biggest fan of this, and there's been a couple artists I reached out to, people that would be interested to help make more of this branding, and people have been just designing and helping out. We've got a couple artists on our DAO that now design and make these amazing like logos and stuff. So all that to say, our website is actually getting a huge update, and it's got a lot of really cool art that I think people are going to really like.
Nice, nice. So when are you going to update that?
I don't have a definitive launch date yet, but it's coming. I'm very
Okay.
excited about it.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the brand, and the artwork around Croncat is quite amazing. And I think it's really nice that the community like learns about a certain project because it's attracted by these artworks and something that is not necessarily related to the technology itself, but it's really great and brings people together. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So here I see a question.
Hmm.
That I can show. What do you guys at Croncat have planned to help people learn more about utilizing Croncat? Because it's a killer platform.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been super heads down for the last year just building, but this year we're ramping up into being more marketing around what we can do, and also, like I said, with the recipes, we're building some specific things on our website that make it easy for anybody to start doing Croncat tasks. So if you just want to automate something in your life, we're hoping to be the hub of automation on Near and other chains. So yeah, if you can do it with an app, hopefully we can give you that extra little kick to maybe automate a piece of the game strategy that you're playing, or you know checking if a new release happened from your favorite artist, or all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's nice. Here, like, I also see like maybe a Croncat NFT series. I would be a huge fan of that. So maybe you should think of that too.
Yeah, we've teased it a couple times. Well, we actually do have a Croncat NFT series that is extremely rare. If you're part of our DAO, you do get an NFT. That's one of the rewards that we have, as help our community, help us out. But yeah, we definitely have a couple secret tricks up our sleeves that the near ecosystem hasn't seen yet. We're just waiting for the right timing to release those things.
Awesome, awesome. And also, here I see another question from Forens. GameFi integrations on the horizon?
Yeah, that's something that I've done personally with Croncat, and it's actually pretty fun. But part of that recipes thing that I've mentioned, that's a way that we can kind of dynamically allow anybody to create integrations like GameFi or others, so anybody can automate stuff. So the whole idea is, instead of Croncat expanding our team huge and being able to understand every project, we're basically going to open source tools that anybody can automate. They can earn royalties for their automation strategy, and then anybody can use that strategy and make things simpler for them. So that's kind of what I'm most excited about. That we will have GameFi, we will have NFT stuff, and even some fun staking and DAO things in there. Actually, one thing I can hint at as well, one of our community members built a DAO bot, a member that can sit on a DAO that can automatically approve or deny based off of some criteria, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's a really interesting idea, and could somehow like simplify the DAO processes that sometimes can be quite slow for people. And if you already meet a set of requirements, that would be like very nice to have.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. So I was wondering, like, how was the process of getting Croncat started? How was the journey through that?
Yeah, it was actually pretty straightforward. We started about a year and a few months ago. Did a proof of concept with some code, and tried to figure out would it fit and work on Near. And it ended up being something that worked pretty well, and I was happy with what I could do. So then I applied for a grant, and the Near Foundation was awesome. Like, went through the process with them. They gave us a grant to get started, and then from then we built until around June of last year. That's when we had our first initial release. We didn't go to mainnet, but we had everything in place. And then from there, we actually applied for another grant to become a DAO and to really expand it into something that was a product and a service that is Croncat. And so that's when we established our DAO, and we went to mainnet in October. So I guess the biggest process piece here was, I really wanted to make Croncat fair, and I wanted to make it a utility that is sustainable. So the key of that is making sure the community can grow, and the community likes Croncat enough to perpetuate the idea and the ethos. And then I went and made sure that we had enough funds to make sure the DAO could kick off and bootstrap. And the Near Foundation aligned with that and helped us as well. Because Croncat, we're not shipping a token. We're not doing some of the other mechanisms that could help this be like a startup. It's never going to be a startup. It's not a speculative business. It's just a way that we can help the community make their stuff better. So yeah, I guess that's been the hardest part, is making sure that we can operate and incentivize people to help the community grow.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like initiatives like these are very important, and like they're going to bring so much value to the whole ecosystem. So that's great that you guys are working on that. That's really appreciated. And so, to conclude, would you like to highlight something that is coming up or something that you are excited about in 2022?
Yes, the biggest thing for sure is recipes. Things like automated treasuries and everything else. Um, the other thing that we're kind of looking forward to is just having some of the like user experience stuff ready for folks, and some of the partnerships that'll be launching as well. So yeah, nothing too crazy. This is going to be the growth year.
Great. So now that we kind of reached the end of this AMA, I take just 2 seconds to announce the winners of the NFT giveaway that I organized. So the winners of the 3 NFTs are Alter Rush, Royo, and Near Multiverse. So you will find on your Near wallet some dope NFTs very soon. So thank you very much, Trevor, for being with us. It was really nice talking to you and learn more about Croncat and spread the good work that you're doing. So thank you again, and see you soon in the metaverse.
Alrighty, thanks a lot.
Bye bye.
Bye.